Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe. Happy birthday to you.
Okay? What's that? Ask Catherine.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys rock.
Thank you, Brian.
Grab a seat there next to the mic. I haven't even seen these yet.
Wow, what am I doing?
Cool.
I'm sorry.
What's up?
I ordered this.
Okay.
Oh, there's Lori. Hi, Lori.
That would be
Hi,
his daughter.
Liz.
So, I'd like, Joe,
Yes.
I think the first thing we should do is tell them the story of the Civil War soldier.
Okay. What we're doing is,
Here we go. There's a mic.
oh,
How many people here have read his autobiography? Yeah, very cool. We got a bunch of people read the book.
okay.
Great book.
I'm writing another biography, autobiography. The title is The 350 Things I Forgot to Tell You in My First. It turns out that Steve Sapples, ladies and gentlemen, on my right hand. And what we, the stories in this new biography, is that what you want to hear about? Yeah. Stories in the new biography, Steve has been taping my interviews for like 20 years. And finally he wanted me to do an autobiography, and I said, well, it's kind of late, isn't it? I got all the stuff here. Got 20 years worth of tapes. So I said, Steve, we got to stop this taping. I was told by somebody. Actually, these guys think they're lawyers, you know. Like, they're always giving me advice.
Yeah.
But what they didn't tell me is that the guy who owns the tape owns the copyright.
Not in this case, though.
Not in this case.
Not in this
okay,
case.
you got a few witnesses there.
And I don't think I can buy all these people off.
Strangely enough, I have a special memory built in. I think by Marvel, built into me that has me remembering things that happened when I was like 8, 9 years old. So I fell down once. They took me to the hospital, and they put me under the whole
The MRI. The MRI.
MRI.
Yeah, the big tube.
And the doctor says, you have something built in here. You had a stroke 10 years ago. Well, he was right, you know. I came out of the stroke, and nothing damaged. And he says, Mr. Simon, you're not ever going to have a senile attack. Well, I thought that was worth a book. All that stuff. And so I said, no, nobody wants to read about Joe Simon. You know, put out the War Commandos, the Fighting American.
Yeah.
Steve is pushing Fighting American, by the way.
But you guys hate that, don't you? Hey, Joe, tell them about the guy you met in the hospital. When you went to the hospital, and remember all the nurses were making you draw Captain America?
So I'm in the hospital, and they told me I just had a stroke. I didn't feel any different about it, but it got around to the nurses and the workers there that I was involved with Captain America. So all of them took the medical sheets, and they're waiting in line outside my room to have me make a drawing for them. And, so I spent the first day in the hospital making drawings of Captain America. And I, of course, being as old as I am, I was on Medicare. And so I used to get these desserts. I didn't have an appetite. I lost about 30 pounds there. And I'd be in the room with several patients. Of all stripes. One guy walked to the hospital. He didn't have any underwear, and it took them like 2 weeks. They kept him in the bed without him. The hospital wouldn't give him underwear, and he was in the same room with me. And they wouldn't give these guys desserts. That's the Medicaid and Medicare, and 2 different animals. I had no appetite at the time because of my condition, I guess. So I would tell the nurses there, give this guy my dessert, you know. And we got through that period, and I came out with a whole person like I am now. I didn't sing it.
Didn't you do a drawing for him too, though?
What?
You did a drawing for that guy too, didn't you?
Oh yeah. So all the nurses and the hospital workers are lined up outside my room with their doctor sheets, and medical reports and so forth. And they'd have me do these drawings of Captain America. Luckily, I can still do them. So I do drawings for the people, and I learned a little bit from them. They all want the data. At that time, they wanted the data. That was before I became famous, I think. Because and now they get these things and put them on eBay, so they don't want it. And so I gave this poor guy without the underwear. I gave him a drawing. I sent it over to his bed. And he sat there and cried. It was such a sad moment for me.
Didn't you do a really nice inscription? Didn't you do a really nice inscription for him, though?
Yeah, I did I said to my friend, I didn't know his name, and that set him off. He said and cried. But that's life, it's not just... if Steve hadn't saved these interviews, we wouldn't have this book. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but we're going and they said, Joe, they said, you got something in your head there, and you never get senile. You'll die, but you won't get senile. And I thought that was pretty good. I could write a couple more books, do a couple more comic strips.
He lords us. He lords this over us all the time because the rest of us aren't so lucky. So he's going to outlast all the rest of us.
So Captain America was the first superhero of the Marvel Age. And I had taken over the company.
Can you guys hear okay?
Yeah.
There's a noise from one of the other ballrooms. It's really loud. Yeah, I'm going to move this in a little closer so they can be sure.
Better time than we are.
I think they've got a better microphone, maybe. There you go. That's working.
Okay. Well, when I did they wanted me to do a autobiography.
Right.
And I had done a book with my son called The Comic Book Makers, which was really my biography, but he put his name on it. A very prominent position. So that was really an autobiography. And then this one was Steve's notes. So that was an autobiography. And I'm thinking, as we're doing this thing, I said, gee, I got like over 300 stories that I could put into another autobiography. Hi, Liz.
He keeps seeing people he knows.
Okay.
Joe's met a couple of people in his life.
So I had 2 autobiographies done, and I'm saying, who cares, who's interested in you? And we had I couldn't recognize them before. Okay, I think the last time we met you put me out in the street to walk home, didn't you? Didn't you? No?
So, Joe, one of the things people don't realize is that when we started working on the autobiography, we had a lot of stories that Joe had already written up. And so a lot of the stories, like you see in the book, you see the Great American Hero. The Great American Hero didn't need any work at all. It was just sitting there, ready to be published. So, so much of this was already done.
So I have a special thing in my head that makes me remember when I was 8 years old, 9 years old. And I kind of like it, you know. I don't know what put a screw in me or what, when I wanted to tell a story in this biography that I was, all my life I was searching for the great American hero. Okay, so I said, let me tell you about the great American hero. And it turned out that I was trying to play tricks on the reader, where out would walk Captain America, you know, the great American hero. But, or a guy like, a superhero like Captain America. Well, it turns out that what I remembered is we were 8 or 9 years old, and we were living in Rochester, New York. Rochester at the time was a tailoring town. And, we used to call them the Schneiders, the tailors that came in from all from all over the world.
Well, you and Kirby were both Schneiders. You and Kirby were both sons of Schneiders.
All of us were. Will Eisner, Bob Kane. We were all sons of Schneiders one way or the other. Joe Schuster, Jerry Siegel. His father was in the haberdashery business. My father was a pants maker. Kirby's father was a pants maker. And I think my father was more of an artist than making pants than Kirby's father. Anyway, I have to tell you about when I met the great American hero. I was 8 or 9 years old, and I was in the class with all the immigrant kids that had come from Russia. Their fathers were tailors, had been tailors in Russia and Poland. They all came to Rochester because that's where the books were, that's where the business was. They had bond factories, they had Hickey Freeman. It was a center for tailors.
Yeah, only Bond is left up there still.
Well, all the other one left is Bond. No,
Yeah.
Hickey Freeman.
Oh no, you're right. It's Hickey Freeman. Bond isn't even gone. You're right.
I told you that. Okay. So I'm sitting there and everybody's expecting something like Captain America to move in there to come up and address the class. We're a class of tailors kids, and so I remember this incident very clearly. We came to the class one day, and I was like 8 or 9 years old, and And there's a little guy there in a Civil War uniform. An old guy, very small. And his uniform was, he wore the blue Union uniform. And it was threadbare, you know. Lincoln had just been killed. Okay, so this guy gets up and he's a guest. And he's small. Some of these kids that came from Russia and Poland and those places, they were
well, they probably didn't know much about it, did they?
No, this is for my next 10 autobiographies.
Oh, right.
I forgot to tell you this.
Oh, okay.
We got a lot of stuff I forgot to tell you. So these guys that came over, they hadn't been to school in America, you know, so they were put in this special class of Taylor's kids, Shiner's kids, and so the teacher. So the point I was trying to make is some of these kids were bigger than the soldiers of the Great American Hero because they were older. They weren't older, but they were bigger. This Civil War soldier was a guest in the school, and he was going to lecture us, our class. And the teacher was looking at him with disdain, and she was going like this, you know. Well, as long as we know what she was telling us. None of us agreed with her. We thought this guy was a great American hero. And he walked from aisle to aisle and offering his hand to the students. And he said, shake the hand that shook the hand of Abe Lincoln. Whoa, that went over really big, you know. Lincoln had just been assassinated. And this guy had a flag with him. It wasn't the flag we have today, but it had the Union was full of little stars. The Union is the blue part. It was full of little stars and tailing down to one big star. And the feature of it was that that was a flag that covered Abe Lincoln's casket. So this guy, this little Union soldier, he shook the hands of everybody in the class, one by one, you know, shake the hand and shook the hand. And then he'd get up in the front of the class, and the teacher was shaking their head like that, you know. He started singing. Unfurled the flag and said, oh, the old flag never touched the ground, boys. The dear old flag was never down. And everybody applauded him. Nobody thought he was nuts.
Except the teacher.
Except the teacher. And, you know, she wasn't that great either. Okay, then he walked out of the building, still waving, still singing the song. The dear old flag was never down. And that was our first great American hero. That was my first great American hero. And then every half-wit superhero became another one of the great American heroes. And at that time, he was expected to enter the great American hero, Captain America. But there's no comic book business at that time.
That would have been if you were 8 years old, so that would be 1921. Yeah.
I'm not good with numbers.
Can I ask you, I have another story I think they'd like to hear. Can you tell about the girl who you met in Harvey's office?
Oh, that's, I married that girl. Alvin Harvey used to publish, what was his name? The Ghost, Happy Little Ghost? Casper. All the characters there. Merry little nice people, you know. Happy Little Witch. Richie Rich, the rich boy. I had to go to work when I was with Harvey. I had to go to work every day, and everybody was fighting over who created Richie Rich, who created this one and that one, and everybody had a story to tell. The house resident artist at Harvey had a son named Richie, who was had mental problems, and I had a son that had certain problems like that. Harvey, what was his name? Harvey, open what's just, the guy.
Well, there was Alfred, there was Leon, and there was...
No, I'm talking about the mad guys.
Charlton?
James.
Huh?
Charlton. Are you talking about Charlton Comics?
Kurtzman.
Harvey Kurtzman.
Oh, Kurtzman, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, okay.
Okay. You told me I would never forget things like that. Kurtzman had a son like that, and he brought him over to my house once, and we had a merry time with the three characters. Kurtzman's son, I think he was the worst of them. He was a dead ringer for Alfred, you know. Oh, you know? Kurtzman didn't like me. Kirby and myself came up with the romance books. He and who was the editor? The man took over for Kurtzman.
Feldstein.
Al Feldstein?
Al Feldstein.
No, they got it.
Al Feldstein, he was the editor of Mad, and then he fell out with Bill Gaines because he thought he owned Mad. Yeah.
Kurtzman thought he owned
This
Mad.
guy dropped me off in the middle of the street.
But didn't Harvey Kurtzman and Al Feldstein come to see if you had some work for them?
Yeah. So we were doing the Prize Comics line, and we had a partnership with them. We had Young Roman, Black Magic. Headline Comics, Guilty Comics, Black Magic Comics. We had we put them right up on top of the comic book publishers, and suddenly they were, as my mother-in-law used to say, they were somebody's, in the comic field. Okay, so they took, they came up to see if they could do some books for us.
Harvey and Al.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what they wanted to do was have a line of our books that they would put out, which might have been a good idea, but what would we do there? We were putting out the books, they're very successful. And the romance books, they had like 400 titles, romance titles, at one time, and it lasted like 20 years. And you know what they're doing? Let me tell you what they're doing. What's that guy up there, Gary Grew?
Oh, over at Fantagraphics.
Fantagraphics.
Yeah.
Fantagraphs, they find out what's been copyrighted and what has. We had like Jack and I by ourselves, just the two of us, had put out. How many romance stories did we work on, the two of us, Jack
Altogether, I think, the whole line or just you guys?
Like over 1,000.
Yeah, just
over 1,000 pages.
Yeah, so Joe and Jack together, just them, illustrated over 1,000 pages of romance comics.
And,
just the two of them.
So now the parasites are coming out. And they didn't. They're looking for the stuff that wasn't copyrighted. Well, we put out like 10 books a month. We didn't think we'd ever have to copyright all of them. And the romance book, we never thought that would be a collector's item, so we didn't put any copyrights on them. Okay, now what they're doing, they give Fantagraph a plug here. There's some guy in Canada that's been, he's an artist, he says, and he's been working on a project. He has in his book said 5 years. And this project consists of Simon and Kirby romance book. It took them 5 years to collect 5 years of copyrighted material. None of it was copyrighted.
Well, at the same time as you were doing the romance books, at the same time you were doing Black Magic and the detective books, and all of you even did Fighting American and Boys Ranch at the same time.
We did Fighting American because we were mad at Captain America, and because they owned the copyright on it. Captain America was really a major symbol in the business because it was a whole different genre from the and they're walking out on me like crazy.
No, that was just the guy who was telling us how much more time we got. It's cool. I can't picture anybody walking out on you.
Okay. So the thing is, Okay, Captain America. Comics used to be right out of a mold, you know. You have the DC Comics, and they were DC Comics were all like you put all the ingredients in a cake and shake it, twist around, and out would come a DC comic. You know, all the artists tried to do very photographic, illustrative work. We came out and we came out with something different. You know, Jack Kirby's great artwork was totally different from anything that that DC was putting out. As far as Marvel or Timely, it was called then. That stuff was all packaged. Incidentally, you guys knew that. It was all packaged by a firm called Funnies Incorporated. And the Funnies Incorporated came up with all that crap that they had.
Didn't you meet, like, the Human Torch?
The core of the guy that put himself on fire.
Yeah, but you met the guy who did the Human Torch the first time you went up to see Lloyd J.K., didn't you?
Yes. No, he wasn't doing. No, I didn't meet him for a long time.
Okay.
I understand. Like everybody else, they had what to do with that business. We're all coming up with. They were all selling to this company that put out all the what they call now the Fantastic Four, the Submariner, all those early Marvel or Timely comics were put out by a slave company called Funnies Incorporated.
Tell them about the guy at the typewriter.
Yeah. What about him?
Well, tell them who he was.
I forget his name. He's
Spillane.
Huh?
Mickey Spillane.
Give me his name.
Yeah, Mickey.
Mickey Spillane. I walked in, the first time they sent me, I came into the comic business, they sent me to this packager. And there's a guy in the corner typing out on his old typewriter the stuff he called it. He was working part-time there, I guess. He was writing his stories and books. And he was a star. His name was Mickey Spillane. And he played himself in movies and all over the place. So I was there, and I asked for the owner of the place, Lloyd J.K., who was a former commander in the U.S. Army, and he had a day job. He worked for one of the syndicates, and he went there at night at his little office on 45th Street to conduct his packaging business. You know, I think I have best fights. Best fights. I've been
So was Lloyd Jacquet? He was on 45th Street. Was he on the east side or the west side?
All our business was on the west side. Like, okay.
Well, Marble was right up here at the McGraw Hill. Yeah.
Was at 330 West 56th Street.
No, 42nd Street.
22nd Street. 42nd Street.
Yeah.
And they were in the Blue McGraw Hill building. And that's where Campus America came from.
Yeah, if you go out the front of the convention center,
Hey,
you can
don't
practically
talk
see
to
it.
that guy. He dropped me off in the middle of the... Where's little Nicky?
He's home.
He's home?
Head to registration, great thing.
Oh, Ted's here.
I don't know what guy you're going to talk about me behind my back.
Go ahead. He'll talk about you behind your back anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to look out this way.
I'll tell the whole story.
in front of you. I didn't know what I should have considered.
He does the breaking the legs of people for my lawyer. Trying to collect. Okay.
Well, we were talking about the McGraw Hill building, but you said Lloyd Jacquet was just up the street here too on 45th.
Oh, okay. Campus America was made at 330 West 42nd Street, in the McGraw Hill building. I live on 330 West 56th Street, directly opposite them. I can see the Tandy building, the McGraw Hill building, from my picture window when I'm sober.
When you were Timely, didn't you used to go up and go? Was it pool or bowling that you would do late at night when you take all the guys from Timely?
That was a prize coming, Christmas.
But I thought you said that sometimes you would go from the Timely offices up next to the Paramount building late at night.
Oh yes, we used to. We'd be working late. We would work all hours of the night. We had crazy deadlines. And it would be too late to go home. So we'd go to the Strand bowling alley. That's, I don't know if it's still there. I doubt it. Their floors were cement. We were there all night shooting pool and bowling, and we'd come back to the office. We wouldn't go home. Stanley was it was like child abuse, you know. We had Stanley, 17 years old.
Well, he said he was 17. He said he was 17.
He tells me different stories now. Now he wants to be younger. At that time, he wanted to be older. So he's a good guy like Stan. I made him what he is today. I found out that he gets $55 for his signature. $55. I only get 30.
Maybe you need a new lawyer. Maybe you need a new lawyer.
Yeah, I have a new lawyer. Where Ted? Ted here?
He's that's where he was just going to get Ted. Ted's coming in.
Oh.
He's getting Ted.
Yep.
Okay.
He's getting Ted. Right now.
So anyway, the movie's doing great. They think they said the reason they didn't do the movie is because it wasn't an item for overseas. You know, Captain America. It wouldn't be Captain Greece. And it made more money overseas than it did here.
Wow.
Like they made, what, $500 million?
What they've done so far is 170 million in the United States. They've done 185 million overseas. And once you add in the DVD sales, they're going to be more than $500 million, I think.
Woo! Hey, but money isn't everything.
That's true. We got.
See you later.
We got 5 more minutes. What's one more story you'd really like to tell?
Red Skull.
They want to hear about the Red Skull. They don't. Some of these guys don't know where the Red Skull came from.
Okay, so when we started the Captain America, they told me I needed a villain. Well, I had a villain. Adolf Hitler was too. That's why I started the whole damn thing. Anyway, so I'm a very skinny guy, 130 pounds I was, 6'3", and so I used to go to, I like Kirby. I went to Kraft dinner shop, Kraft dessert ice cream, Kraft ice cream was the name of the cafe. And I sit there and okay. I sit there and think of what kind of a hero could I have? I got Adolf Hitler. You know, could it be more bizarre than that? I'm looking, I had a hot fudge sundae. And I look up the hot fudge sundae and trying to eat it, trying to put on weight. And I see the cherry up on top, and it would be leaking the hot fudge. And I'm looking at this concoction here, and I said, gee, squint your eyes, Joe. What do you see? Well, you see the cherry on top, you know, and the chocolate dripping down were like limbs, legs and feet flower. And I said, wow, wait a minute, this looks like a villain. And I said, yeah, maybe they make a villain out of it, you know. So I picked up the cherry, and there was this creature there with just a chocolate head. And I say, wow, the Red Skull. Nobody else could see it.
Yeah, but you dodged the bullet, didn't you? Almost call him Hot Fudge Man?
Yeah, first I called him the Hot Fudge Man.
How did the Sunday taste?
So, okay, I was trying to get to sleep the other night, and I have Dennis, what's his name? Dennis Miller on the radio there, and he's rambling, He says, what about this red skull? Is there a family of red skulls? Or are they, does the whole family have red skulls? Or, what is it, a genetic thing? And it got me to thinking. Maybe. I decided if people would come over to get things signed, and so I started playing with the red skull. I did about a dozen different variations of the red skull. One of them, he was trying to.
Your son, there was one where he was trying to lose weight.
What?
He's trying to lose weight.
He's trying to lose weight, yeah. So his idea to lose weight was to go through surgery and have the cherry taken off the top. So that was a project I worked on for a time. And, I did several commercial gigs.
I know.
So whoever turned up with those covers has something unique.
Yeah. So then the Red Skull discovered that once he took the chocolate off the top, he didn't have much. That's a lawyer. That's a lawyer.
Hey, Ted.
Hey.
Well, Joe, our time is up. We need to head back up to the booth and start doing some autographing.
Well, Steve,
Yeah. They're giving us the signal.
thank you for bringing me up here.
Cool. So we'll see you guys upstairs. Thank you.